All right, YouTube. I was just, excuse me. Hey, what's up, YouTube? I was just testing a setup to make sure that I can stream this challenge. Maybe Thursday or Friday, whenever the challenge is going to be for me and whoever my opponent's going to be in the quarterfinals, actually, excuse me, the semifinals. So I was just setting up. I see two of my big dogs as they run up to my camera. I've got one camera sitting outside because I'm just testing. I got one camera outside. My phone's coming in. Let me do something right here. Let me make sure that my chat box is working fine. I'll go ahead and refresh that, because like I said, I'm just doing some tests just to make sure that I've got everything up and running. That way whenever we do the hey, what's up, Dice Tosser? So yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what I was getting ready to see if my chat box was coming in. So it is coming through. That's absolutely wonderful. So what I was doing, of course, we've got the tournament going on this week, and I don't know who my opponent will be, but okay, sorry about that. Whoever my opponent will be, I'm setting this up so that this can come through. Yeah, you lost me for a moment because I swapped over to a scene that I don't have a microphone hooked up to, but I'm back now. So what I'm doing, I've got a camera hooked up. I've got my other Skype account. I've got a Skype call going through, and I'm using the NDI, which George was trying to put on yesterday, or how to set all this up. So I was going back in and setting mine up for the tournament this week. So whoever my opponent is, that way I can Skype them in and I can go live on YouTube and we can stream it live. So one camera, the outside picture you see is just it's my second Skype account. It's not chilifromOtown, but it's another Skype account. So I'm calling that one through my Skype account. Then I've got that NDI coming through my OBS, and of course OBS is feeding into YouTube. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just making sure that I can. I've got everything set up. So like I've got a stats right here. I just want to look and make sure that my second stats. I want to make sure, you know, I've got my stats coming in. So I'm going to insert a few numbers, 6 and 9 and let's say 7 out, then let's do a come out, just making sure my stats are reading in. Okay, so that's all coming in. Now I want to go over to like the challenger, because I don't know who it'll be. It's a match between Born to Roll and CDC, and I have to play the winner of that match, I believe. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I have to see how that works out. But I can't remember exactly who I play, but whoever I play, I'm just wanting to see. So right here, I'm having just to set up my settings. That's all I'm doing. Just getting my settings lined up so that we will be able to, everything will come in nice and smooth whenever we start. So I have two different, okay, so let me see. I have to change something on this one. But that's all I'm doing is just getting things set up, getting things ready. So whenever we have the match, everything will be ready. Okay, right there. Alright, so now let's go to their stats page, because I got a stats page for them too. Let's say a come out 7 and then a 6 and then a 10. So yeah, so their stats are working too. That way, so just a question for you guys. Is my sound coming in right? I'm not getting an echo or anything to that sort, am I? Just wanting to make sure I have all these kinks worked out before time. That way there'll be no hold-ups come the day of whoever I face. I'm not sure who that person will be. Sounds okay. Good deal. All right. So let me do. I'm still just setting things up. So you know, like I said, I'm just making sure that my sounds are coming in. I'm making sure that my stats are coming in. And right here, I've got the big picture page here. So this will show us who's got what. Now, do I still have sound here? I should still have sound here. I'm just asking. Can anybody confirm? Yep, sounds good. Thanks, JR. So yeah, I was just setting all this up, getting everything lined up, getting everything in its proper position. That way we can go to this stats page and we can compare the SORs. We can compare, we have chat on this page. We have SORs. I have graphs for both shooters. And then, thanks, Dice Tosser. And then back over here, this will be the page that I'll be shooting from more. I think I'll leave it like I had it. I think right there is pretty good. It's got that area right there. It's got my bets, and it's got my landing zone, which is let me see if I can clear this just a little. I don't think I'll try. It's not going to pick up way deep down there, but it's got the requirements. It's got me shooting, it's got the landing zone, and then of course I'll rake the dice back down here to the camera view. So basically, if I was shooting, I would throw them down there, then I would rake them back here. So it has my dice there. I'm just trying to see. So right there on the 2, it's kind of blurred. Right there in the come area looks good. Yeah, so in the come area looks good. Then of course so yeah, that's all I was doing. I was setting up my OBS just so whoever I face, I have to look back at it and see who I can't remember who I face. Not even sure if it's on there yet. Oh no, excuse me, sorry. It's not on there yet. I'm not sure who I'll face. I was just doing some different things. Whoever I face, I think I can't remember. I can't remember. Sorry. I got off track. I was trying to do some transitions, and I'm talking at the same time, and I'm trying to look at transitions and change those, and I'm trying to talk at the same time. So basically, I think Born to Roll plays C to C Colombian. I think Born to Roll plays CDC for round 1. I was scheduled to play Patty, and Patty's injury last week has caused him not to be able to get to his table. So it was announced this morning that I'll move on to the next round because Patty was unable to participate. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, because I think what has to happen, really the way I think it's set up, the way the bracket looks to me, I think C to C and Born to Roll will end up having to play twice, because the winner of that match was supposed to went to the quarterfinals and played either me or Patty. No, I take that back. The winner of that was supposed to went straight to the quarterfinals. I'm not exactly how that's supposed to work. I'm going to have to look back at that schedule. But I believe that bracket, if I can remember right from what I looked at earlier today, that bracket is going to be The way that bracket reads, I believe, since there wasn't another person to play in the quarterfinals, the winner of that first match, which is Born to Roll versus CDC, was moving straight to the quarters. The loser was going to play the other person in the semis. Not the semis, the eliminator round. But since there is no other person there, I believe the loser would have to move straight into the quarters to play each. So I think that match would have to carry on twice. I think the winner goes in and the loser comes right back in, and I think it's the winner of the second time they play. I could be wrong about that. I'm going to have to get some verification on that. But according to the way that Ted had me in the bracket that I looked at this morning, he's moved me straight to the semis because I was already in the quarters against Patty, because we didn't have eliminator matches. The way the draw worked out, we didn't have eliminator rounds. We were straight into quarters. Well, since he forfeited, I'm straight into semis already, and I'm waiting on a challenger. And I believe the way the bracket's set up, the eliminator winner of C to C versus Born to Roll moves to the winner bracket, moves to quarterfinals. The loser would stay in the eliminator round and play another match, but there's no one to face them, so they would automatically move into the quarters also. They would have to play again. It's not a best of 3 elimination series now. This is not set up that way. It's just because we didn't have the 16 players. So maybe since we don't have the 16 players, maybe that's the way it works out. Maybe those two are just already considered quarterfinal match, and the winner will move to the semis. Maybe. I'm not sure. I have to look back at it. It was real confusing to me because I thought me and Patty was in an eliminator round, and the winner of us went to a quarter, and the winner of the CDC and Born to Roll went to the quarter. But that wouldn't line up neither. I don't know. I've got to get some clarification on how that's going to work. But anyway, that's where I'm at right here, setting this up, getting my like I said, I wanted to have 2 different set of stats and 2 different camera angles for the NDI, for the challenger, so I could Skype them in and we could play live. And I wanted to get the chat boxes and the sounds and everything worked out before whoever I face, because I don't know if that match will be tomorrow, if it'll be, because I was planning on preparing on playing Patty today, and then I got the message AM this morning that said he was going to be unable to compete. So I was going to have this ready, but then now I might end up having to wait till, I don't know, could be Thursday or it could be Wednesday. But whichever one it is, I want to be ready. I'm going to go ahead and not going to make them too much bigger. I think that's about the right sizing right there. That would just keep it kind of neat. This one could go a little bit bigger. Now, there we're good on that. We've got the stats in, we've got the gauges with the SORs in, we've got the chat box working, we've got my video showing my table, and whoever's challenger is, it'll be their video. I appreciate it, JR. Like I said, I was just wanting to test all that out. I've been setting it up for the past 15-30 minutes, I don't know. I was talking with Arnell a little bit about some spreadsheets earlier, and I got sidetracked on that and got on this, and I think he was trying to ask for help on that, and I got sidetracked on that and stopped there and started here. So I think I'll have to go back now to Arnell and see if I can't help him get these formulas in that he's asking for. And if I can get that done, then I might come back on here in a little bit and do a little practice session. But I'm not real certain the bracket layout has still got me kindly confused of what has to happen. Let me go over to, let me go see if I can find that bracket. Did he put the bracket in? I'm wondering if he put the bracket in. Did he insert the bracket? I don't know if he inserted it on the calendar. I don't actually think he did. I can look back. I should be able to look back over. Just don't know how far up I'll have to go. I know it's on my phone, but I got my phone outside, and if I go grab it and start moving stuff, I'm going to I'll have it to where I can't see. What day was that he put that out? Sunday? I know on my phone in my sheets. Wait a minute, I should have it in my sheets. Where is that sheet at? I should have it in the sheets. That should tell. I looked at it earlier after Patty said he was not going to be able to play. I looked at it and see when my next challenger was. And I don't even know if we've had confirmation of when CDC and BR. I did see B2 or Born to Roll and CDC. I don't know if we've got confirmation of when they're playing, when their first match is. I did see something about Bird Dog, maybe, and okay, here's something here. Let me see what this shows. All right, so okay, here we go. So I got something right here. First round. Okay, here it is. Now I've got a little bit more clarity here. Let me okay, so Born to Roll and CDC play in the first round. The winner of that match will go. Okay, JR. Appreciate it, Dice Tosser. JR, you have a good dinner. So the first round is Born to Roll versus CDC. The winner of that goes straight to quarterfinals. The loser of that has to play Dice Jedi. Okay, so if you fall into the first round, you actually, since there's not 16 players, you actually draw. You can actually take a loss and still get to compete. That's, I think, the only spot that you can take a loss. That's because there's not another match. There's not another person to play that play in that position. So Sam I Am against Bird Dog, I think they have announced that they play Thursday. VDC plays Richard Purcell, but I don't know if anybody's been able to get a hold of Richard Purcell. So what happens is G-Dub and LRC, Dice Jedi, all three of those draw a first round bye because they didn't have opponents. Patty and myself, we draw a first round. Well, actually, Low Rollers Croups had his sign up in there twice. So the way when Ted first generated the matchups, he didn't notice that LRC had two sign-ups, so it throwed LRC in two different first rounds. Well, then after he noticed that, he had to remove that one. Well, what that caused was me and Patty to move straight to quarterfinals. So since Patty had to forfeit to me, it's moved me straight into a semifinals. So here's what happens on the top side of the bracket. Born to Roll plays CDC. The winner of that match moves straight to quarters. The loser of that match moves on to play Dice Jedi. Okay, so the winner of the Dice Jedi and the first loser moves on to the quarterfinals to play the first round winner. And then that winner will face, well, I will face in a semifinal round. That's on the top half of the bracket. So basically what's happening is I've got to wait on Born to Roll and CDC to make a announcement of when their match, and then I have to wait on the second round person to be eliminated, and then I have to wait on the quarterfinal round person to be eliminated, and then I wait on that winner to come to the semis. That's on the bottom. That's on the top half. The bottom half, you have Bird Dog and Selma Elm, and I think they announced that they're playing Thursday. The winner of that one will move straight to a quarter, and the loser will play G-Dub. So the winner coming from the G-Dub and loser of the Bird Dog Sound matchup will face in a quarterfinal round. And then on the bottom half, again in the first eliminator, you got Richard Purcell against VDC. The loser of that faces LRC, and the loser of that match would be eliminated, while the winner of that match will face the winner of the Richard Purcell and VDC for the quarterfinal. And then you have to move to the semis. So I think, according to the tournament rules, the semis are scheduled for semis are scheduled to be taking place on Friday. Quarters are scheduled to be taking place on Wednesday. They supposed to be getting, no, excuse me. The quarters should be taking place on Wednesday or Thursday. Eliminators, the first round 1 and 2, which is eliminator rounds, supposed to be taking place on Monday and Tuesday. Quarters should be taking place on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday is the semis, and then you move over to Saturday for the quarterly championship. That's kind of the way it works. It was taking me a minute to line all that up, because I couldn't remember how all that was supposed to be lining up. But now I've got a better understanding. I forgot about Dice Jedi, because I was confused of where the winner of the Born to Roll and CDC match would go. Not the winner, but the loser. But I forgot about Dice Jedi. So now that we've got that kind of a bit of an understanding, let us go back over to the chat, and let us look and see if anyone has announced. Dang, I just looked in the chat. I see Arnell posted some pictures of a daughter hitting a raccoon. Man, sorry to hear about that, Arnell. Yeah, Arnell, if you are watching, I did give you the wrong formula. I was looking back over the chats. I did give you the wrong formula, but I come back a little later and I wrote it different. You must not have seen it, because I wrote total rows divided by 7s as SOR and total rows divided by 7 outs as SOR. But yeah, I did give you the wrong formula. Sorry about that. So you didn't see where I had come back. Maybe you didn't see where I come back and corrected it. Sorry about that. I did give you the wrong formula. I was actually giving you a percentage formula. I was giving you percents instead of the actual SOR. And then I was looking back in here and trying to see if anybody had posted when the Born to Roll and CDC match would be. But I see where Arnell let me just tell him in the chat that, just in case. Alright, sorry about that. So no one that I can find has posted anything about when they are going to take their match. Not seeing anyone posting in there about that. So I don't know when CDC versus Born to Roll is taking their match, but they're supposed to do that between today or yesterday, and I don't suppose they have because it's not updated in the. So according to the tournament rules, they're supposed to take that match between today and tomorrow. But Bird Dog and Sam Allen are supposed to take their match between today and tomorrow also, but it looks like they have pushed theirs out to. Yep, that's what I was about to say, G-Dub. They look like they've pushed theirs out to Thursday, and that's eliminator round. So, see, they're supposed to do those matches between today and tomorrow because, G-Dub, you're waiting on the winner of them, and y'all was supposed to do the second round either on Wednesday or Thursday. But it's no problem. I mean, we just might get postponed. Whoever ends up in the finals might get postponed until maybe Sunday instead of Saturday. The first eliminator rounds, which is rounds 1 and 2, supposed to be taking place on Monday and Tuesday, and then the quarterfinal rounds supposed to be taking place on Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday, and then the semis Friday, finals Saturday. With Bird Dog and Sam pushing theirs out to Thursday, they're going to push. They're going to push the whole tournament out an extra day or so, which is probably no problem with no one. It's probably not a problem with anyone. I don't think. I'm just GW, you just come in maybe a few minutes back, but what I was doing here, I'm setting up my OBS so that whenever we get ready to do whichever part of the tournament that I fall off into, I'm going to do mine live on my channel, and I have 2 sets of stats. I have my NDI feeding into my OBS so I can do live YouTube. And on this scene here, I have let me get this out, if I can get it out of my mouth. My brain's thinking further than my mouth. So I don't know why that's okay. Oh, I see what's happening. I never moved it over. Sorry. On this scene here, this is where I have 2 sets of stats in each individual person's SOR. That way we can do comparison. Yeah, I got it. So yeah, I had the studio mode on my OBS, so it was not letting it wasn't letting my scene change over in YouTube. And I was wondering what the problem was, but I had studio mode on. You cut studio mode on when you're in OBS so you can make changes to a particular scene without it making while you're live, without it having to edit it, live. So basically I have 3 scenes set up for me and my challenger, and then whoever this, or if someone else would like, probably I can go in and pull out my camera on this scene here, and I could put their NDI in, and I could insert, and I could do it live from my YouTube channel. Alright, so when I'm shooting, that's the scene you'd see the graphics at below my screen. My screen is the top left hand corner with my table. The other screen will be the NDI call, whoever's on the other end. So if it's whoever my opponent is. So when we go to when it's their turn to shoot, I've got this scene here, which looks similar. It's just I've got their stats on above their page, and I've got the comments box on the left. So and I could reduce, and I will reduce these. Let me go ahead and reduce them now, so that you don't see the comments rolling on top of my screen, because my screen needs to be available for bedding. So now I've got that set up. So whenever they're shot, they are going to be shooting. Their stats will be going into a tracker, and my bedding will be displayed. When it's my shot, their bedding will be displayed in the bottom right hand corner. My bedding and shooting will be displayed in the top left hand corner with my stats in the bottom left hand. And then when we just want to, in between rows, getting set up for the next row, we can always check what the SOR. Actually, there was one more thing that I'm going to put in here. I just thought about it again. It's a clock. I'm going to insert the clock, the time clock in, so that we can, I'm going to insert the time clock in so that we can keep an eye on the ticker. I'll put a ticker in so that it's just steadily running. I might put that in. I can put that in. I put it in a little bitty small, maybe right up here in the top left hand corner of my screen. I think I could get it up there, and then I'll have it here on this page. Yeah, I'll have it in. I'll put it in. No problem. I just want to, I'll see now if I can find, I know I can find one. Surely I can find a clock. I think it's actually one in the, I'm trying to think if there's one already set up. I think there's already one set up for Streamlabs. I think I can get one from Streamlabs. If not, I can look right here called timer. This will probably work right here. No, that's not what I'm looking for. It did give me a timer, but I want timer, an online timer. That's what I want. That was giving me pictures of things. So I'm going to do an online timer right here. Just do it like this. Online stopwatch. How about that? I think I'll be able to find it with that. Countdown timer. How about a countdown timer? Not really. I don't really like that one. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting this let's see what this. Nah, I don't like that look. I just want an online timer. And it's going to be like for 1 hour, so I'm going to set them at 59 minutes, 59 seconds. And I'm going to do like a, let's just go right here. Let me just see. I'm just going to see if it comes in. Let's do timer. Timer. And I'm going to do it right here. Let me see if I got this now. Alright, so it's getting there. 1020, 1080. So what I'll do don't want anything but just the very basic part of the timer that only shows the time. But why did that not go? Alright, set. Why is that not ticking? Start. It's not working though. Alright, let's try this. Well, so for some reason that didn't. I'll get it. I will, I've just got to find the timer that's going to allow me to feed it through. I think there's one, actually, I think there's one in my, I think there's already one in Streamlabs. So Dice Tosser, did you get your stuff up? You said you couldn't get your cameras to working. So are you still having problems with some of that stuff? I think in Streamlabs I can find a, it's just not letting me, okay, here we go. Widgets, alert box, chat box, event, donation. I think there's supposed to be a timer over here too. I thought there was a timer in the widgets. Chip ticker. Stream boss, view counter, viewer count, no, donation, alert box, Streamline. I thought there was a timer. Timers. Add a timer. Timer. Save. Cancel. I thought I had a timer. Okay, no problem. So I don't see none. I don't see one. The camera works, you just couldn't get the... Yeah, I know last night you was having problems with it. I know last night you said you couldn't get them to work, and that's kind of strange to me why you couldn't get them to work. If you've already got it added into a scene, you know, that's what's weird to me. If you've already got it added into a scene, you might have to, and you're trying to add to another scene, there's some little trickery that you have to do, but generally, I don't have that many problems getting the cameras to work. And I've got three, well, I've got two of these Brio 4Ks. I'm currently only using one, but I have the other one ready to be used at any time. And I have had all three, and I've got two regular, so I've got three webcams, and I've had all three of them running along with my iPhone. So that's 4 different cameras that I've had running at once. So I don't really understand what's the issue going on with yours. That's kind of strange to me. Online timers. I know there's a timer in the I know there's some timers in the I want to see if this one works. I want 59 minutes. So let me see something right here. I get sidetracked. I'm trying to say one thing and do some other stuff. And I get myself, I get my mind thinking one thing, and I get my So it's not working either. Why is that not working? See, it's letting me see them online, but it's not letting me use it. It's letting me insert it. I mean, it's letting me find it. All right, G-Dub. Appreciate you hanging out, my friend. So that one's not... Oh, hold on. I know what might be going on. Let me see if it'll interact. It won't let me change anything. So it won't let me change it. So it won't let me make changes to it. So it's letting... Well, I might can do it this way. Let me do it this way. Alright, so what was I going to do now? I got that out. I can do it like this, maybe. I can do a screen capture. Yeah, I should be able to do that now. See there? Okay, so see, I can get a timer going like this. Okay, so sorry again, Dice Tosser. I get to thinking about something. I'm trying to get this do it just like this. So I'm going to put this timer in. I just have to crop it. Okay, so you couldn't see me anyway. So I'm going to make that even smaller. I don't need a big timer. I had it on okay, so I had this timer going. I'm going to put that timer, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Now I'm going to open that back up. Dice Tosser, does that timer look too small in the corner up there? Is that okay, or is it too small like from YouTube? Can you see it now? So I have a screen share going on with that one. So if I change those scenes, which I shouldn't have to, you see what? So in the top left hand corner, do you see a timer? So you can see it? You can read it just fine? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take that timer and I'm going to okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I could Okay, so yeah, so I can, so I'm going to see. Alright, so if I reset it to 60 minutes and let it start. No, it went to 62. 60 minutes. 59, 58. Alright, so there it goes. So I can actually set that timer. I want that page to be all by himself. I'm actually going to make it just a touch smaller. I'll leave it right there. And I'm going to go with that. That way, we have a timer. Well, I thought I had a timer. Okay, so I do have a timer. I need to put that same timer. I gotta add that. Source. I want it to be added. It's not actually a source, is it? It's a display capture. Hey, there it is. But why did it get so big? Okay, sorry about that. I'm just getting everything lined up, my friend. That way when time comes, whoever my opponent is, we will be lined up. We will have timers. We'll have everything. We'll have everything going. Need to do it. I don't really necessarily have to put the timer in. I don't suppose I have to put the timer in here, but might as well. Might as well put it in here too. We have it on all the screens because I guess if we're checking the stats, we need to be able to see the time or so yeah, I'll put the timer right there. Actually, I'll bring this one down just a hair. And I'll put the timer right there. How about that? Now, if we go to ticking timing, we have timers running. We have timers running on every scene. We have timers running on every scene. That way we know what's happening. We have comments running on every scene. That way we know what's happening. We have gauges. We have SOR gauges. We have bar graph gauges. We have stat gauges. We have SOR gauges. We have timers. We're going to have cameras from both angles. I mean, we're going to have cameras from my angle and the challenger's angle. So yeah, we're in good shape. So just go ahead and put that timer back up there. But yeah, there we go. We're in good shape. I believe we got everything covered. We got. I appreciate you guys sending out the comments, because that's helped me line up the comment boxes, get everything sorted out that way. That's helped me get, you know, everything sorted out on the scenes. That way we're looking good on everything. We've got our stats in place. We've got our timer running. Kind of like that timer. I might make that timer just its own. I like that timer. Yep, so I think we're ready. We just need to, we'll be ready for a shooter now. We've got, like I said, I've got stats in for myself. I got stats in for the challenger. We've got the comments box workings. We got the bar graphs. We got the SOR graphs, the KPIs. We got the KPIs, which is the bar graphs and the SORs. We've got shooters. We've got the shooter's angle here from when he's shooting or she's shooting with their stats there. Along with here. Just need to go check something else right quick. And that's going to be right here. I've got to do a little bit of let's make this right here like 28, and let's make this one right here like 28. Enter and bold. Make it bold. Let's go do this one the same way. Let's make them 28 and bold. Hey, what's up, East Coast? Clay, sorry, my friend. When you popped on, you made me thought of something. I was thinking about trying to shoot, and I'm not gonna say I got sidetracked, but I was setting up. I gotta go back. I gotta take that out. All right, where is it at? All right, so I'm still. Something's not working just right for me. I'm looking for some. So I don't know that's not changing. But let's go back over here. Okay. So Clay, sorry about that. I keep doing this same thing to Dice Tosser. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to work on an OBS and get it going for our match that I'm going to be playing against this week in their tournaments. I'm getting my OBS set up so that I can do a live. So that I can do the live. Everything can be live on my channel. So I come on here to make sure that I've got 2 different camera angles. So I've got an NDI feeding in, so that we can, so that I can see, so that I can bring someone into my Skype, and I can, we can go over to my YouTube channel and we can shoot live. So my screen is the top left-hand corner. All right, DT. All right. Appreciate you checking in. That's all right. So let's try to. Okay, so I was getting the camera angles brought in. I'm getting the I'm setting up. Okay. All right, so Clay, I keep getting sidetracked. I try to talk and then I'm thinking at the same time. So this is what I'm doing. I'm setting up my OBS so that I can bring a KDI, NDI call in through Skype, and we can shoot live on my channel. I've got 2 different setups here. They look similar, but they are different. The first scene is this scene. It's of my shooting and my graphics. That way my frequency of numbers row will be displayed. And we've got the chat going in right there to the top right hand corner, and in the very top left hand corner I got a timer going. Alright, so then when it's the other person's turn to shoot, we go over to this scene. I've got the same stuff. I've got the timer going. I've got the stats for this shooter going in. So these 2 sets of stats are not like what we keep up with on LFC, to where everybody's stats are going into the same page. We can't do that. Here we wouldn't know the SOR's difference. So so on this page I've got the shooter in the bottom right hand corner, which is my camera outside on my phone that I'm calling in through NDI on a separate account, so that I can run it through Skype and then run it through OBS and shoot it to YouTube. So I've got their stats going in on that page with the chat box. I've got the timer going in, and then I've got the third scene that's going to show and display both of our stats as comparisons. It's got the timer in it. It's got the SOR gauges. It's got the SOR comparisons. It's got the gauges at the bottom for number of rows, numbers rowed. It's got the timer. What else am I missing? I think it's got everything. So I think we're good to go. So I was just, like I said, I've just been setting all this up so that we can have it ready to rock and roll whenever it's time to play. I don't know who my challenger will be, but whoever it is, you know, I just want to be ready when it's time. And I think I've got everything going. Like I said, I've got the timer in place. Top left hand corner, I'm actually going to make that just a touch bigger. I've got the timer on each page, and I've got the timer on that page. I've got the stats rolling in good. So if I wanted to go to the challenger stats and say it's his turn to roll again, so he comes out with a 9, and then he comes out with a, then he hits an 8, then he hits a 3, then he hits a 12, you know, so it's feeding in like that. So it does feed in, and it feeds in on his page here too. And on mine, when it's my turn to shoot, just say I come out with a 7, and then I come out with a 6, then I make a 9, then I make a 10, then a 7 out. So see, it feeds in on mine too. So that's all I'm doing, just getting everything lined up and ready to roll. But yeah, that's where we stand. Everything's so I'm not real sure. We go over here and we can look at the bracket. Well, I thought we could. So, so I can go look at the bracket. Okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, East Coast. All right, so here's the way it's set up. Round 1 and round 2 was supposed to be played on Monday and Tuesday. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There were 11 people to sign up, but LRC actually had signed up twice, and nobody noticed that. When Ted made the bracket Sunday when he made the bracket, he thought there were 12 players. After he made the bracket and realized it was 2 LRCs, he had to eliminate one of the LRCs, and that created 11 players. So with the normal 16-player format, you would have a single elimination, you'd have 8 matches, and 8 people would have been eliminated. Then you'd go to the second round and you'd eliminate, actually you'd had 1, 2, 3, you'd have had 4 matches, and that would have eliminated 4 people. Then you'd have had 4 more matches that eliminated 4 more people, and then you'd have moved to the quarters, and you'd have had 4 more matches, and that would have eliminated 4 more people, and you would be left with, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. Anyway, it ended up being, first round ended up being Born to Roll against CDC, and the winner of that one, since you didn't have enough in the eliminator rounds, the winner of that one was supposed to go straight to quarterfinals. The loser would have to play Dice Jedi. Since me or Patty, neither one had a first round challenger, first round, the way the draw come out, me and Patty were supposed to face each other in the first round on quarterfinals. Or not the first round, but we would move straight to quarterfinals, and we were, and then I woke up this morning and Patty has not been able to go to his table because of his injury last week. So he had informed Ted that he's just going to have to forfeit and play the next time. So that moved my match straight to semis. So I'm waiting on the match between Born to Roll versus CDC. The winner of that match has to face the winner of Dice Jedi against the loser of the first round right there. And then I'm waiting on the winner. So first and second round was supposed to take place on Monday and Tuesday. The quarterfinals was supposed to take place on Wednesday and Thursday. Semifinals were supposed to take place on Friday, and the final Saturday. So since Patty was unable to compete, I have been moved right into the semis, and I'm waiting on the winner between these 3 people here: Born to Roll, CDC, and Dice Jedi. So in the very first round, if you didn't draw a bye in round 1, this is all single elimination. But if you play in the very first round and you lose, you're not out. You get to move into the second round and you still have a shot. But if you win in the very first round, you move straight to quarterfinals. So, you know, it's a double edge there. It's got its pros and cons. So if you lose in the first round, you're not out. But if you win in the first round, you move all the way to quarterfinals. So since me and Patty, the way the draw come out, with the LRC being enlisted in it twice, it left me and Patty not having a first round match. We only had a quarterfinals round match. And then with him unable to compete, it moves me straight to semis. And like I said, I'm waiting on the winner between Born to Roll, CDC, and Dice Jedi. Once those, that's got to be 1. That's got to be 2. That's going to be 3 matches that's got to be played between those 3 people. And the winner in the quarterfinal round of those 3 players, I will face. Now, I have not noticed in the nowhere in the announcements when they've announced that they're going to play. The only other thing is Bird Dog and Sam I Am drawed a match for first round, and they've pushed theirs all the way out to Thursday. G-Dub is actually waiting on the winner of that one, and that's still an eliminator, which is round 2, and those 2 rounds are supposed to be taking place Monday or Tuesday. The quarterfinals, Wednesday and Thursday, semis Friday. Alright, well, if they've pushed round 1 all the way out to Thursday, that's going to force G-Dub and the winner of that one not to play till Friday. That's going to force the quarterfinals not till Saturday. They're going to have to play a quarterfinals and a semi somewhere in that bracket, either Friday, 2 different matches on Friday or 2 different matches on Saturday, just for us to finish the LFC championship on Sunday, because the LFC championship is supposed to be Saturday. But with Bird Dog and Sam I Am pushing theirs all the way out to Thursday, they're going to push the tournament all the way out to Sunday at the bare minimum, and it could go into next Monday, which I don't think is a problem with anybody. But I was just setting my OBS up, getting everything lined up, so that whenever I do draw a match with whoever it ends up being, I will be able to stream it live on my channel. And I'm not sure really, because I would think somebody should be playing, but see, this is the only people that's in the first round. All right, VDC supposed to be playing a guy named Richard Purcell. Now, I think Ted has been asking around this week, does anybody know Richard Purcell? Because he signed up, but now no one can find him. So that match was set for either Monday or Tuesday night, but nobody can find Richard. All right, the only other people that I know of for first round, should be today or yesterday, is, like I said, Born to Roll or CDC. And without those sets of matches starting, you can't move to second round. So I don't know when Born to Roll and CDC, if they've even got together. As far as I know, nobody's played, because you're waiting on those 3 matches there. The Sam I Am and Bird Dog match, that's match 1. We know that's not going to be played till Thursday. They've already announced that in the chat earlier today. And then you've got 2 more first round matches that we're waiting for announcements. One of them is CDC with Born to Roll. I haven't seen neither one of them where they've announced it. And then the 3rd match you've got is the VDC and Richard Purcell. And no one's been able to find Richard. So I'm not sure really, what's going on, but since Bird Dog and Sam are both in the group and they've both waited till Thursday to play, they might give Born to Roll and CDC an opportunity to wait till Thursday. I'm not sure. Richard Purcell, he's supposed to compete on Monday or Tuesday, so if he's not around and nobody can find him, that spot might have to get, I would think, the rules say Monday and Tuesday, so if you can't be contacted by Monday and Tuesday and you haven't responded, there might be issues of forfeit. I'm not sure the rules, but I would suspect, to me, the way a tournament is, the dates are set, and when the dates are set, if you don't show up, you forfeit. So if Born to Roll and CDC do not respond, or if one of them does not respond, that might call for a forfeiture of the other one. If CDC is saying, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of Born to Roll, but I can't get no response, then Born to Roll has just forfeited. To me, that's the way it should work. Now, I do understand that Sam I Am and Bird Dog should play a match between Monday and Tuesday also. Their first round is supposed to be Monday or Tuesday. Actually, they were supposed to play it on Monday because round 2 was supposed to be played on Tuesday. G-Dub is waiting on the winner of that one, and he's already going to be forced out to have to wait till at least Thursday, if not Friday, because. So I'm not really clear of the rules of what is actually, who's actually, going to say, all right, you got to so and so time limit to play your match. You know, the rules say you take it on Monday and Tuesday, and then you start your quarterfinal rounds on Wednesday and Thursday. You take semis on Friday, and you take finals on Saturday. I'm not sure if they definitely can't stick to it if they've already allowed Bird Dog and Sam I Am to move their match all the way to Thursday. So all I'm saying is it's possible that CDC, Born to Roll, Richard Purcell, and VDC all get a chance to wait to Thursday also, since Sam I Am and Bird Dog have already confirmed that theirs is Thursday. But however it stands, you know, and if that's the case, you know, I don't really know. I really don't know how all this is going to work out, because everybody's on different time zones, everybody's in different areas, everybody's got work, you know, so we're just trying to be compensated for everybody. So I don't know at what point do you say these two have not contacted each other. The tournament's been out since Monday. The tournament's been out since Sunday, and they are not contacting anybody, so these two are eliminated. You know, I don't know if that line's going to ever get drawn, or if they just going to... And then again, they might have already set up a time, and we just missed it. But I've been kind of monitoring the chat. I keep up with it mostly every day, every time it comes through. And I haven't seen anybody talking about either one of the matches. The only thing I seen was where Ted was still trying to find out, did anybody know how to get a hold of Richard Purcell? And then I seen where VDC come back yesterday, I believe, and said he didn't know when the tournaments was and stuff. And Ted said, you know, the tournament's supposed to be going on Monday and Tuesday, and here's the lineups, and here's the rules, and things like this. So VDC and CDC have to make arrangements to play their matches, along with Born to Roll. And once those two sets of matches are out of the way, then Dice Jedi would have to make arrangements to play the loser of the Born to Roll and CDC. G-Dub will have to make arrangements to play the loser of the Bird Dog and Sam I Am. And Low Rollers Crouch will have to make arrangements to play the loser of the Richard Purcell and BDC. Well, if Richard Purcell cannot be located, that pushes VDC and LRC straight to the quarters, waiting on the winner of the G-Dub versus the Bird Dog Sam I Am loser. And then that winner would face the winner of the Bird Dog Sam I Am match, and the winner of that, them two would go to the semis. Yeah, I hope he does, because this done give me a brain malfunction just trying to think all that crap out. He'll figure it out and get a hold of everybody. So yeah, that's where we stand. I was just I was making sure I had everything set up on my end, because I had all this set up. I had all my different stat sheets in. I had all my different NDI feeds coming in. And then my computer crashed, and it was relatively brand new. I just bought it. And it crashed, I don't know, somewhere in July. And then so I had to go and trade it in and get a new one. Well, when I got a new one, I've never took the time to sit here and fix all my OBS. I only got enough OBS going that I could do my streams. You know, I had enough cameras going. I had a camera for my landing zone. I had a camera for my throw-in area. I had a camera for I had a chat box. I had a graph scene. I just did enough to get back going. I never took the time to actually write in all this different stuff for the NDIs and for the Skype feeds and this type of stuff. But yeah, Sam and Bird Dog, I think it will be a good match. I don't even know Richard Purcell. I've seen Low Rollers shoot a little bit on his live stream. I've seen G-Dub. He was with us last Sunday on the LFC. I have been a part of VDC's trainings, but I've never seen CDC do any shooting. I've watched Born to Roll do some shooting. He's pretty good at it. I've never seen Dice Jedi do any shooting. So there's quite a few, you know. And then something I've got to do, and I really need to practice it tonight, is since I'm in the semis, I have to practice the different bedding style. That's a $4,000 buy-in. I've never played with nothing like that. I have no idea even how to start. So, you know, I'm not going to do it right now because I've been on here for a couple hours fooling around, and I don't want to do it through this one anyway because I have that other feed coming in. I want to go back to, I'm going to go ahead and swap to it just to show you what I'm talking about. I will be on here, but it won't be see, I've got to do some different things here. I don't know what's, I don't know why that's got so small all of a sudden. Okay, that's got it better now. But on here, yeah, I'd done some. Let me go back over to this other one. So here's a little bit better for me because I have the two cameras feeding in. So basically, where the NDI camera come in, I had to move that one for my table feed because it takes two different cameras. To do a Skype call, I have to use one camera so that the person on the other end of the Skype call can see my table. That, on this feed, you can't see it, but it's coming in through another camera that's over here. You can't see that one. But they have to be able to see my table, and it feeds a different way than the camera that OBS is feeding. I know it's strange. So you have to have two cameras for that. So the camera that I normally use to shoot my table with is the one that I use to make the phone call with to Skype. So that one's not feeding into OBS, it's feeding through Skype, and then Skype's bringing it all, OBS is bringing the whole thing in. Alright, the camera that you're seeing here, right here, this is normally the camera that is on my very end of my table down here picking up my landing zone. So when I go to this scene, what you're seeing right here is the camera that's normally small in the bottom right hand corner that's taking my landing zone, and the big blank spot that you're seeing on the left, that's because that camera's being took up by Skype right now, so it can't feed two sources. I know that sounds weird and strange, but it's a little bit, it's just a little bit so it's just a little bit strange. CDC shoots well. Okay. Well, I figure CDC and VDC both are going to be playing the trends. So, yeah, I can add zeros to my bets. I figure, you know, I mean, the minimums are, I think, $50 minimums for the 4,000. I have to look back over the rules. But it's a 4,000. So I'm going to be doing 440 from the, if I play inside numbers, I'm going to automatically do 440, if not 880. And then, you know, things like that. I've been watching Wager a little bit more lately. Man, I like the way he did this, reading the table, using the toolbox, using the tools. Man, I think I might practice some of that, because it's not really a set strategy, you know. He's just balancing out back and forth between what the dice are giving him. But Wager's got that mind. I don't have the mind for the betting. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't have the mind for it. I don't understand it all yet. So he understands it all. He can make the changes on the fly. For me, if I haven't practiced it like over and over and getting repetition of it, I can't make the changes like that too well on the fly. So I've been thinking about trying to do more of what he does, which basically he's looking at the table, and if it's a cold table, he's usually going with the don't. Usually he's going with the don't no matter what. But then what he'll start doing on the come out roll, say they get a 4 or a 10, he'll go ahead. Now this is a minimum table. This is not no $4,000. I don't think he's doing this on. This is like a $600 bankroll. So this would be a lot more if it was on a $4,000 limit. But he's getting a point, and say it's the 10. Say somebody's getting the 10 or the 4. He's going ahead and laying like 100 on odds on the don't. And then he's waiting for like 2 hits. All right, so they get a 6. So now they got a 10. And say they get another point, it's a 7. So see, that would have been quick. He would have automatically won. But let's say they made it through like 2 rows. Then he's going to play something like the 5. He's going to play like the 6, 7, and 8 because he's got a 7 here. So he's playing like the $30 6 and $30 8. And then he'll go ahead and transition it kind of like an iron cross. And he'll wait for a hit. So he got a 6. So that pays him 35. And then what he'll do, he'll start with a come. If the table starts going to the hot shooter, he's just taking what it's giving him. So there's a 7. So say he would have won this, he would have lost these 2, but that pays that. This never got paid. Actually, it was more than that because I took 35 and paid on that 6 out of my own rack. Then you got to go to the bank and get another 50 to cover this. So, you know, it's pretty neat what he's doing, but I have to watch it a little more. So I was thinking about if I try that, maybe try something to that, because I know VDC and CDC are going to be using them trends, and if the tables follow them trends, you could get in a hole real quick as far as money's concerned. And I think this series semis, if you run out of money, you're out. Any of them, I think if you run out of money, you're out. So it's not so much about the greatest shooting, it's a lot more about the greatest betting. Of course, the SOR in the finals is not counted only unless you have an exact tie with money. But if you have a lot better betting skills than you have shooting skills, you might come out on top by shooting. I mean by betting. But yeah, so that's kind of where it was at. I was just getting this set up so that I can get this tournament on my feed and do it live. And if I hear from anybody of when they're doing their stuff, I guess I could be a team player. And post and run one, but nobody's even announced that they needed anybody to run the tournament for them or to run it through their live, because I could bring in 2 NDIs, and instead of me having my stats for chilifromOtown and the other challenger stats, I could just have 2 NDIs feeding in, and I could be, you know, the host in them 2. But I don't know where the people are. I don't know where the players are. The only one, like I said, that I really noticed was Bird Dog and Sam said they was playing their match Thursday. Other than that, nobody's announced a time. But yeah, on that note, I've got my NDI set up, I've got my graphs set up, I've got the camera set up, I've got timers installed, I've got chat box up. So if anybody decides that they would like for me to do their host their match, please reach out, let me know, and You know, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't. So that's what I'm saying. You know, somebody's out. They need somebody to host their match. Just reach out, send me a message, put it on the comments or something. Let me know. But on that note, Chili from O-Town, I appreciate y'all guys hanging out. I appreciate y'all leaving me the comments. That helped me tremendously. And it's helped me be able to get everything set up the way that I think it, you know, it looks good to me in the OBS. It looks good on the YouTube. I think we're set, you know. I think we're good. We're just waiting on let me get that just a tad smaller. I want to get a little bit more of the comments left in there. Bring them up a little more. Yeah, I haven't seen much about them. I don't know. I'm going to lower that down. I don't want to get it so close to that camera. I mean, that ticker. I think right there looks pretty good. Get that over just a little bit more in the top corner. That in the top left-hand corner. Give that one just... do something else right here. Get them stats a little bit bigger. I'm just tweaking it now, just getting it to where it's I think we just can go with that right there pretty much. Look back through them again. Haven't seen too much about it. I don't know why that right there. I don't know why that right there keeps on jumping. I don't know why that right there keeps on jumping out of whack. Something just don't seem to keep doing right with that one. I don't know what it is. The words keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I make a change in one thing and then I have to, because I didn't set it up through scenes. Yeah, I thought it did too. Let me go back to it. Thought it looked a lot better, larger. I think you're right. But the thing is, when I make it larger, it keeps getting it off the page. It keeps disappearing off the page. It's like part of the words stay on the page, but then part of them go plumb off the page over there. So it's like, let me do this. This might be my issue. I don't think so, though. It's when I move them. It's like some of the comments were staying on the page, and then it's like the more you typed, them long sentences started going off the page. So I was like, why is it doing that? It's like that one right there again. See, it's like off the page. Oh, yeah, the stats. Okay, I thought you were talking about the comments, because the comments, I thought I had them right in each feed. They was about the right size, but then, and the sentences, like, when you type that one sentence, it's so long, instead of it, like, wrapping. See, like, that's not like an option. Like, on sheets and stuff, you can go, like, in there, and you can wrap text. This, for some reason, is not giving me an option to wrap the text. Yeah, I think the stats look a lot better. So it's like, every time I change, alright, so maybe just have to go with it right there. The gauges are bigger, comments are they look like they're going to be fine. Comments look like they're going to be fine. The gauges are bigger. Comments look okay. Comments look okay. Gauges got bigger. So yeah, tried to make that a little bit bigger. Might could even do something to this right here just to do this. Kind of like that better too. Make those a little bit bigger too. Too big right there. Got to have the numbers at the bottom of the screen. Take this one back over just a little bit. Right there, I think it's a little better. I can take this in just a little bigger. Alright. That's a little better. We'll go right there on that one and right there on that one. Those don't look too terrible. Gauges are bigger. Got the comments working. Got the comments there. You're probably right. The format could have. I'm not real sure, you know, why it did change like it did, but something did change it. Like on a spreadsheet or something, you can go in there and you can wrap the text, so if the words, the sentences start getting long, they just feed up under, and they won't be so long to the wide, they just feed up under and make a second line. And that's what I thought that stuff was doing a little bit ago. East Coast. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to end this stream here too myself, and then I'm going to check in the house for a few minutes, see what's going on, and then I might come back out later on and get a practice session, because I have got to figure out some betting strategies. So on that note, I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate y'all giving me the comments and help me adjust and tweak things. And on that note, Chili from O-Town and Dice are out.